Good morning everyone. I am Marja. I am representing group number 10. My team members are me, Najid and Arjun. So I'll be talking about the organizational change and process to change. First of all, can anybody say what is organization? Anybody? Amritsar?
It's a company made up of two or more people that work together to achieve a common goal.
It's a place where people work together to work towards a common goal.
Yes, that is organization. Organization is where a group of people come together to achieve a common goal. So next we can go into change. Can anybody say what is change?
It's an alteration.
Alteration. Haven't we? We all have seen changes in our life. In our life, change as in the change in seasons, change in a person, and all other change. Change can be termed as a alteration in the environment. It can be physical, biological, or social. So when we discuss about organizational change is where alteration is coming into an organization. So next is we can come into features of change. Any change can be made in the organization as a whole. So in an organization, an equilibrium should be maintained. Can anybody see what is an equilibrium? Balance. Okay. In an organization, every factors should influence the equilibrium, and every factors should maintain a balance to keep an equilibrium point. So when change is made in an organization, the existing or the old equilibrium is changed to a new equilibrium. So there the change necessitates the a new equilibrium. This is the development of a new equilibrium. So next is any change can be made in an organization in any part of the it can affect any part of the organization. So it may affect the organization in more, and it can affect the is less, and the change can affect or impact the organization directly or indirectly. Next is as we know, planning is a organization's process. So planning is a continuous process. And like that, as planning is a continuous process, change is also a continuous process. Change, as long as the organization is going on, change should be made as it is a continuous thing. So when change is made, it is basically when a changes of a minor part, the existing equilibrium absorbs that change. When it is of a major change, the organization will that change needs a more effort to adjust to that change. So according to Newstorm, there is an experiment he did to understand what organization changes. That I will show. So in Newstorm's experiment, he compared the organization to an air-filled balloon. So he can say it is a balloon, and this is the organization. So when external forces, that is a finger or an object is pointed towards the point of the balloon or the organization, there we can see a change. We can see a change in the balloon. So when change is happening, when we look it clearly, there is the shape of the balloon is changed. So this is the impact of change in the organization. The shape of the balloon is changed, and when change is applied to the organization, we can say that it affects not only one part, it affects all other part of the organization. Understood?
Yes.
Do you have any doubts?
No.
Organization understood? Next we can move into forces of change. There are mainly two types of. Do you have any doubt? Next we can move on the forces of change. There are two types of forces of change, that is external and internal. External factors we can say factors affecting outside factors affecting the organization or changes that affect the organization from outside. So that is technological change. First one is technological change. Technological we know that every organization needs a technology needs to adapt technology when new technology, like that their competitors also come into adapt new technologies. So when new technologies come into action or when an organization adopts new technology, it needs the working of the technology or the process of the technology or the machine have different process, and the working also is different. So when technology is adopted inside the organization, the existing technologies will be less. So there is a change in the technological factor. Next is change on market conditions. Next, change on market conditions. Every organization's process or main agenda is about giving output to the society or the environment. So change on market condition, there are two forces that impact market condition, that is competitors and buyers. When it comes to competitors, we can give an example as in when India was liberalized, they were focusing on their core business and also the non-core business. They were more focusing on non-core business. When India was liberalized, the the foreign markets came into Indian economy. So the Indian organizations in India, they had to focus more on core businesses, not like they were focusing on non-core business. So when new foreign markets or foreign companies came into action inside India, they have to be in a competitive position towards them. That we can say example of for competitors. Next is buyers. Buyers, as we know, buyers will buyers, we can say the needs, the preference, the taste. Every nowadays it changes. So the organization has to adapt to those changes. The needs of Ablipsa or needs of Sri Prada are not alike. So so for adjusting or adapting to those needs, the organization has to make changes according to the buyers or consumers' needs. Next is social change. In social change, we can say the consumers, the people's aspirations, their needs, and etc. In social changes, we can say that it involves mainly when urbanizations comes. So the organization has to take decisions or make changes according to the urbanization and level of education and policies, people's needs, and etc. And the fourth one is legal and political changes. In legal we can say changes, we can say when the law of the country changes, the organization has to adapt to those changes and make adapt to those laws what the country has given. And for political changes, we can say when for an organization, political parties, the impact of political parties is a very crucial thing. So they have to adjust and they have to make more changes or more development to their policies and other things according to the political changes, political parties and legal laws. Next is the internal factors. First one, internal factors. First one is management. managerial personnel. In managerial personnel, it is mainly discussing about the personnel, that is the employers in the organization. In managerial personnel, it is said that when an existing manager is resigned from his position and a new manager is appointed instead of him. So, in this, when the new manager's policies, his philosophies, his working way of processing, everything is different from the old manager. So the organization or the subordinates, everyone in the or the personals in the organization has to make make changes according to what the new personnel or new manager is saying, or and take decisions according to what his decision is. And next one is deficiency in existing organizational practices. Deficiency in existing organizational practices is the organization always has practices, their policies, their decisions, and everything. So, when the existing management practices has a deficiency, the managers of the employers has to take decisions and take more take organization practices according to their deficiency practices. So that is the deficiency in existing organization practices. Next is control. In control, we can say every managers or higher ups in the organization or in the management wish to have a control over all their subordinates. So so a change should be made according to that. Next we can say about there are like two types of changes, that is reactive and proactive changes. First of all, do you have any doubts on external and internal factors?
No.
Most of change, no? Okay. Next we can go into what two types of changes, that is reactive change and proactive change. Reactive changes are comes into action or occurs when these forces, these external forces or internal forces compel the organization to take a decision, take a decision or make the organization to make a change without a delay. So when proactive change, it occurs when the forces make organization realize that realize that to think or to overthink to take decision if there is a necessary for change. In reactive change, in proactive change there is a if question. In reactive change, we can say the forces are compelling the organization to take to make a change. So, but when it comes to proactive change, there is a if question. If it is necessary, the organization can make a change. So that is proactive and reactive change. Next, we can come into strategies for implementing organizational change. First one is management support for change. Management support, in we can say the employees come into a comfort level or they feel comfortable when they see or know that the management is supporting their decisions, their process. So we can say when the NAC is coming. When the NAC is coming, the faculties if the HOD didn't acknowledge their work or support their work, the faculties couldn't work the way that they are do for that NAC thing. So that is the example of management support when the employees see or acknowledge that that the management is helping or supporting what the decision they are making, they will come into a comfort level that they are helping you, they are seeing their decision. So the employees can make good decisions for the make good change in the organization. Next one is employee involvement. In employee involvement, every work in the organization involves an employee, like a person. So every work should be done. Every work in the organization is done by the personnel. So when a change is made, it should be communicated with all the employees and the respective person who is doing that thing. So that is the involvement of employees. Next we can say the implementation. Third one is implementation. When a change is made, it should be implemented. When a plan for a change is also made, it should not remain as a plan. It should be come into action. So implementation is a must and important need. When the organization or the management took a decision to make a change in the organization, it should not remain as a plan. It should be implemented. That is what implementation stage is about. Next the last is follow. After all implementation, after all these steps, implementation and everything is done, we can't just give up the process or the change as it is. We have to follow up what the change is making in the organization. If it is giving the output that that organization or what we want, that is the follow up. So the organization or the management has to follow up follow their what changes making inside the organization. Follow up is an important stage. These are the strategies. First one is management support for change. Second one is employee involvement. Third one is implementation, and fourth is follow up. So, do you have any doubt? Anybody? So thank you. This is.